Picture this. Amidst the chaos of a raging war in Ukraine, two of the world's most powerful leaders are picking up the phone, sparking whispers of potential peace. That's the electrifying headline grabbing global attention today. And trust me, there's more intrigue beneath the surface that will keep you hooked. U.S. President Donald Trump has just announced that a phone conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday yielded great progress, paving the way for an in-person meeting in Hungary to discuss the Ukraine conflict. Trump described the call, their first chat since mid-August, as very productive, and both sides have committed to sending high-level teams to connect next week in a location yet to be specified. Leading the American team will be Secretary of State Marco Rubio, according to Trump's post on Truth Social. While Trump hasn't pinned down an exact date for the Budapest summit, he hinted to reporters that it could happen within 2 weeks. The Kremlin echoed this enthusiasm, noting the talk was extremely frank and trustful, and that preparations for the meeting would kick off right away. This development unfolded just a day before Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was set to arrive at the White House, where talks could include Trump's deliberations on equipping Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles, advanced weapons with a staggering range of up to 1,550 miles, 2,500 kilometers, capable of reaching deep into Russian territory. As Zelensky touched down in the U.S., he pointed out that Moscow seemed eager to jumpstart dialogue the moment rumors of these missiles surfaced. On his platform, Trump revealed that the conversation with Putin delved deeply into future trade opportunities between the U.S. and Russia once the Ukraine war concludes. He also pledged to brief Zelensky on Friday about these discussions, expressing optimism that great progress was achieved. But here's where it gets controversial. When questioned about potentially supplying those Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine post-call, Trump expressed hesitation, stating that the U.S. couldn't afford to deplete its own stockpile because we need them too. This stance drew sharp reactions, with Ukraine's U.S. ambassador, Olga Stefanishina, accusing Russia of hypocrisy. She highlighted overnight strikes on Ukraine just hours before Putin's call with Trump, calling them a sign of Moscow's real attitude toward peace, one rooted in terror and exhaustion. In a statement to CBS, she urged stronger responses like harsher sanctions, better air defenses, and the delivery of long-range weapons to counter this aggression. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban chimed in on social media, hailing the planned Budapest meeting as great news for the peace-loving people of the world. He emphasized that true peace demands patience, resilience, and modesty, urging Europe to abandon arrogance and endless war in favor of direct talks with Russia. Only dialogue can bring peace to our continent, he declared. To understand the backdrop, Trump's approach to Putin has intensified since their August face-to-face in Alaska, which Trump hoped would jumpstart comprehensive peace negotiations but fell short of real breakthroughs. That summit on U.S. soil followed Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. They spoke again shortly after, when Trump paused a meeting with Zelensky and European allies to dial Putin. Since then, no public confirmations of further communications have emerged from either the White House or Kremlin. During his election campaign, Trump boasted about ending the Ukraine war in days, but he's since acknowledged it's proving tougher than any challenge he's faced since returning to office. Once viewed as more lenient toward Russia than his predecessor Joe Biden, Trump clashed publicly with Zelensky in February, alongside Vice President J.D. Vance, in a heated Oval Office exchange broadcast live. Yet, relations have warmed significantly lately. In September, Trump shifted gears dramatically, asserting that Kyiv could reclaim all of Ukraine, including lost territories, a stark contrast to earlier suggestions that Ukraine might need to give up some ground. Zelensky's upcoming Washington visit, his third since January, is expected to spotlight the Tomahawk debate. Zelensky has repeatedly appealed for these missiles, and when asked earlier this week if he was open to providing them, Trump replied enigmatically, "We'll see, I may." Back in late July, Trump issued an ultimatum to Putin: agree to a ceasefire in less than 2 weeks, or face severe sanctions, even against nations still trading with Russia. But that threat evaporated after Putin consented to the Alaska meeting, which Trump initially celebrated as a diplomatic win, though it yielded no concrete results. Adding another layer to the international puzzle, India's foreign ministry on Thursday questioned Trump's claim from the day before that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had agreed to halt Russian oil purchases. An Indian spokesperson stated they were not aware of any such recent conversation, despite Trump's assertion that Modi promised to stop within a short time frame. This highlights ongoing U.S. efforts to pressure countries, including India, China, and NATO allies, to cut ties with Russian energy, a move echoed by Zelensky to ramp up economic strain on the Kremlin. And this is the part most people miss. These diplomatic maneuvers underscore the delicate balance of power, where one leader's call for negotiation might clash with calls for stronger military aid. Is Trump's softer tone toward Putin a savvy strategy for peace, or does it risk emboldening aggression? Could providing advanced missiles to Ukraine tip the scales toward victory, or just escalate the conflict further? What are your thoughts? Do you believe face-to-face talks like this could finally quiet the guns, or is it just another distraction? Should the U.S. prioritize arming Ukraine over preserving its own arsenals? Share your opinions in the comments. Let's discuss.